Hello everyone, welcome back to my class. I'm Arshi Aziz. I'm explaining you chapter number 1 of Geography, the Earth's structure and landforms. Today I'm going to explain you rocks and development of landforms. Rocks. Rocks are made up of minerals and minerals are solid substance which occur naturally in the rocks. Based on how they were formed, rocks may be of three types: igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks. Deep below the Earth's surface, rocks are in a molten state called magma. When magma cools and solidifies, it forms a very hard rock known as igneous rock. Children, igneous means of fire. Much of Earth's crust is made up of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are also called primary rocks as they were the first rocks formed when the Earth crust solidified. Igneous rocks are formed either on the surface of the earth or below it. And children, igneous rocks are of two types: extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. Children, on the basis of the solidification of lava, the igneous rock can also be divided into two groups: intrusive and extrusive. Children, intrusive igneous rocks, when the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, the intrusive igneous rocks are originated. They are also called plutonic. Okay? When the molten lava comes on the earth's surface, it cools down and becomes solid to form rocks. These type of rocks are called extrusive igneous rocks. They are also called volcanic rocks. Children, I will show you the original example of extrusive igneous rock. Please watch. Children, see, this is the real example of extrusive igneous rock when the lava becomes cool and it's become a hard substance called a rock. See children, the lava comes out and it's become cool. See children. Sediments. Children, before we know about the sedimentary rocks, so we should have to know about the what is sediments. So running water and moving ice carry small particles of rock, and the rocks particles are deposited on land or on the beds of oceans or rivers. They are called sediments. Sediments are deposited in layers. Sedimentary rocks harden over the years because of the weight of the layers above, the presence of cementing materials like lime. When the layers are formed underwater, the weight of the water also helps in hardening. Rocks formed by the deposition and hardening of layers of sediments are called sedimentary rocks. Such rocks are usually made up of layers of different composition: sandstone, limestone, shale, gravel, clay are examples of sedimentary rocks. Coal is a sedimentary rock, but unlike other sedimentary rocks, the coal we see today was formed by the remains of organisms, mainly plants, buried with other sediments millions of years ago. Children, the high pressure and temperature under the Earth's surface converted these remains into carbon, which is a main constituent of coal. Then, children, petroleum occurs in sedimentary rocks. Petroleum has been formed by the decay of plant and animal remains that they were buried with sediments millions of years ago. The remains of animals and plants trapped within layers of rocks are called fossils. Hence, petroleum and coal are called fossil fuel. Children, I hope it's clear. to you metamorphic rocks. Children, the word metamorphosis means change of form. Igneous and sedimentary rocks change their form under high temperature and pressure. Such changed rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are very hard. And children, some of the examples are there: marble, slate, quartz. Okay, so these are the example of metamorphic rocks. Children, just like water, rocks also have a cycle of formation. See, rocks undergo a cycle of transformation called the rock cycle. Magma is rising from the depth below the earth's surface produce igneous rock. The breaking down of different types of rocks produce sediments from which sedimentary rocks are formed. Extreme heat and pressure may cause igneous and sedimentary rocks to form metamorphic rocks. When rocks are melted by heat, new magma is formed. Children, this is the diagram of rock cycle. The next topic is, children, development of landforms. So, major landforms like mountains develop mainly due to force that originated below the earth's surface. Such force lead to slow earth movements which build new landforms and sudden earth movements which modify or alter existing landforms. Volcanoes. Children, a volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the earth's crust through which magma erupts onto the surface as lava. Sometimes lava comes out through long deep cracks in the earth's crust. Mount Etna, Kilimanjaro, Mauna Kea are examples of volcanoes. Children, the top of the volcanic cone has a cup-like depression called crater. Magma reaches the crater through a vertical pipe-like passage. The original volcano may undergo changes over time. New cone may develop and the original crater may become wider and shallower after the fresh eruption. Such an enlarged crater is called caldera. Volcanic islands. The top of a volcanic cone formed on the sea floor may rise above the water to form a new island. The island of Surtsey near Iceland is such an island. Such islands may disappear if the top of the volcano is blown off by a violent eruption. Tectonic process. Children, as the earth's plates move, they push, pull, slide, rise, swing, bend, and break. Such processes act over millions of years and create major landforms. They are called tectonic process after Greek word tecton, which means builder. Children, please keep it in your mind. This is a very important point. Plate movements cause volcanic activity and earthquakes, especially at the margin of the moving plates. Earthquakes. Children, an earthquake is a sudden and violent shaking of the earth's surface. Most earthquakes are caused by the movement of the plates of the lithosphere. Volcanic eruption also causes earthquakes, and earthquakes usually last for only a few seconds but may be violent enough to cause extensive damage to life and property. Now children, see, focus and epicenter. What is this? So, the point at some depth below the earth's surface where the vibrations of an earthquake begin is called the focus. From there the vibrations spread in all directions, much like the ripples caused by the dropping of a sound into a pool of water. The point on the earth's surface that lies directly above the focus is called the epicenter.